right at midnight. There'll be about a 15-minute fireworks presentation that will be something to bring in the new year.
Flagler Beach Police Chief Matt Downey getting ready to celebrate the new year with the second annual Flagler Beach board drop tonight.
New Year's Eve is here, and the city of Flagler Beach is celebrating at midnight with a fireworks presentation and the iconic Flagler board drop at midnight, too. Plus, when it comes to parking, SR A1A from State Route 100 to 4th Street will be temporarily closed.
Just to create a pedestrian-free zone in case people walk out into the street. We don't want cars and people mixing together, so there'll be a detour set up that goes around A1A only for a couple blocks. We're looking forward to a great time, a great crowd, a great New Year's Eve, and a great 2025.
And there are some reminders about where and how to park around Veterans Park.
Not park on sidewalks, not block fire hydrants or people's private driveways. Park the right direction. If you don't know where to park, the front lobby of the police department, the parking lot will be available. Right-of-way parking's fine. Just use a lot of common sense and just be careful. It's going to be a busy night here in Flagler Beach and Flagler County.
All the fun begins at 8 p.m. until around 12:30 a.m.
We just want to have a very safe and happy New Year's Eve. We don't want any tragedies. So if you're planning on drinking and driving in Flagler Beach or Flagler County and that's your plan, you may want to switch to Plan B, which is an Uber driver, maybe a Lyft, a designated driver, or just stay home or, sleep over at a friend's house. Don't get behind the wheel if you've been drinking. We don't want a tragedy to ring in the new year.
For Flagler's Local Morning News, I'm Karen Johnson.
Good morning, Flagler County. I'm Rich Carroll. You're listening to Flagler's Morning News on Tuesday, December 31st.
I believe that housing is not a privilege, it's a right. But I think that it really affects everything from health to education, society as a whole. The foundation is housing stability.
The final Free-for-All Friday of the year featured a panel of local real estate experts talking about the market.
Sandra Shank sits on the Palm Coast Planning Board and is a well-known advocate for affordable housing.
My name means helper of mankind. And ever since I could ever remember, I've always been an advocate for those that I feel that are the voiceless. So that's one of the reasons why. And I was raised by a single mom in Miami. I lived in the inner city. I lived in Overtown. I lived in Liberty City. So I know the importance of housing stability. And I've never been shy about, voicing my concerns, like I said, from a little girl, advocacy across the board. And just within probably the last 7-8 years, housing has just been one of those things that's been at the top of the list for me.
Tony Emerald Jr.'s family has been building homes in Palm Coast for more than 40 years, many recognizable by their tile roof.
Just the overall benefit of them. I mean, you've pretty much got a lifetime roof. You've got energy efficiency built into it. It's just one of those things we started way back when. Actually, we imported tile from Portugal. They used to be clay. And now there's manufacturers here in Florida making concrete tile roofs. And that's what we're using now.
After a relatively flat year in the local market, Shank says the overall numbers don't tell the whole story.
I'm quite sure if we pull the statistics and see where the pre-foreclosures are, that's going to help us to understand the true reality of those numbers. And also the average days on market. That does say a lot. One of the things that I've seen too, which we didn't see in 2021, 22, 23, very little of, was price decreases. And you're seeing price decreases, $5,000, $10,000. So those are significant numbers. So the market has definitely been impacted, and we're moving more towards a buyer's market.
From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Daryl Newton.
This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, US 1 St. Augustine, here to wow you. In other news, Flagler County has earned the Northeast Florida Regional Council Award for Excellence in Public Safety after the county was presented with the Federal Aviation Administration Certificate of Waiver for drones beyond the line of sight. The waiver allows advanced drone operations, including flights beyond visual line of sight, over crowds, and moving vehicles. The county's Unmanned Aerial System program plays a critical role in emergency response, infrastructure inspections, and public safety operations. And finally, the inaugural Connecting Palm Coast Expo is happening on January 16th. It's the first ever Connecting Palm Coast Expo and is hosted in partnership with the Palm Coast Citizens Academy Alumni Ambassadors. The event is tailored to help new and recently settled residents discover city services, local civic groups, and essential social resources available in our community. For more details, visit the event's Facebook page. And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.